The speaker on the left is System Audio S880D, and it is the very first speaker from System Audio that I tried in my listening room. System Audio is a Danish speaker maker, and as many of you probably know, there are many speaker makers in Denmark. Speaker companies like Dali, Yamo, which is undertaken by Klipsch, by the way, and Audio Vector. I reviewed a Tallboy speaker from Audio Vector recently, and there will be another Audio Vector bookshop review. There are some great speaker unit manufacturers too, like ScanSpeak, Edifier, Audio Technology, and Dyne Audio. Well, Dyne Audio make speakers too, and Chinese company has bought Dyne Audio a few years ago. There was a great bookshop speaker called Pandion 2 from System Audio. It had high performance units from ScanSpeak and made from Open Forum. Anyway, this little saxo reactive speaker has one RCA input, two optical inputs, Bluetooth, phono input, and two channel ready subwoofer output as well. It has flimsy but well-functioning remote, which I have no problem with. Most of us like full metal remote, but we also know what we just need is something like this. It looks a bit like, Apple remote, but well, it does its job. Saxo 3 comes with either black or white matte finish, and it has fairly conservative look. It looks more like conventional hi-fi speaker than lifestyle products. It behaves more like hi-fi speakers too. There is fairly low unnatural boost, and no unnatural sharpened brittleness or forwardness, which is quite common in lifestyle products. In fact, Saxo 3's overall sonic signature is little soft, understated and laid back, unlike many lifestyle products. The speaker on the right is Edifier S880DB or Bridge BR1900DB, depending on where you live. Edifier has been considered as a PC speaker maker, but some of the model has shown quite challenging performance, including AirPods products. Unlike Saxo 3, 880 looks quite stylish with a combination of matte white and real wood finish. The matte white part, I believe, is made of polymer, but unlike Focal's Canto No. 1, which I reviewed previously, that polymer part doesn't require specific molding, but simple process of pipe cutting, I suspect. Pipe cutting is effective and economical, so such method is being applied in many low-cost components. But make no mistake, that white panel seems to be fairly thick. While 880 may not be the most robust speaker in the market, it feels quite sturdy. 880 can be called as poor man's AirPods 8100. 880 may not have horn-loaded tweeter or transparent internal cables like AirPods A100, but 880's configuration is almost identical with AirPods A100 otherwise. If you see the back panel of 880, it supports same number of analog inputs, optical input, and has even an internal USB DAC. 880 does not have an internal power supply like A100 though, which means you have to use power adapter unlike A100. And it costs much less than A100. 880 has a UFO style remote. It has funny shape and not so friendly ergonomics. 880 sounds quite impressive. I find its sound was much more convincing than other speakers of its kind. It sounds very clear and does not have that typical unnatural boost. I've seen some criticism over this speaker, but most of them are too harsh on this little speaker with low price tag. You can't expect too much of bass response from such small speaker, and it may sound with no bass, but that is because it does not boost the sound as much as others of its kind. I find 880's shortcoming actually is in the mid-range. While it is quite a performer for the money, its mid-range can be called fatiguing over time and does not have the depth in the mid-range like that of AirPods A100. But then again, it is still a great performer, and A100 costs way more than 880. When I compare saxo 3 with 880, 880 is crispier and seems to have more detail at first, especially in Bluetooth mode. saxo 3, on the other hand, catches up with 880 when connected with proper DAC. saxo 3 adds more expression in the sound than 880. At first I was leaning towards 880, but I think saxo 3 shows more in the absolute outcome. 880 will appeal more to general market with general use, whereas saxo 3 can appeal to more serious listeners and traditional audiophiles. I'll be back with more bookshelf speakers including Audio Vector's R1, Paradigm's Primi 200B, Polk Audio's Legend L200, and there will be some DACs including iFi's Pro iDSD DAC. Thanks for watching and see you soon.